Thanks, Raymond. Appreciate you guys doing this tricky schedule. I'm traveling the next couple days for scouting, and then we'll be with the team in Memphis. So I know everybody wants comments and thoughts before then, so we'll get it knocked out now. But no, we're excited about the trade. First and foremost, appreciate Reece and De'Anthony, their contributions, although short. I think they were worthwhile, and we really liked having those guys around. But in this business, you gotta give something up to get something, and we feel good about what we've acquired with Dennis. I think at this time it's a much needed addition after evaluating the team kind of the first 24, 25 games of the season. And clearly with the De'Anthony injury, it became apparent that we need to shore up our backcourt. And Dennis is one of the guys and probably the best guy out there that's available to some degree. And so really, really fortunate to be able to get him. We're excited about it. We think it complements our team both offensively and defensively. His ball handling, I think, is going to help Steph, Brandin, and particularly when Steph's not on the court, we think his ability to play pick and roll, create offense, get us into stuff, just that added dimension offensively will give us a boost, which is just something we need. And then we feel on the defensive end, his ability to pressure the ball, he's pretty good off the ball as well for a guard size player, fits in with everything we're trying to do. So this became a pretty clear target for us over the last week or so, as players freed up to be traded, and we were able to get something done with Brooklyn over this past weekend finalized. So feel great about it and excited to hit the ground running here with Dennis.
How beneficial is it to get it done now with so much time still, left in the season so you can have them, but also until the trade deadline?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, it's hard to get deals done in this league, period. But then this early in the season is tough. You need two motivated parties. And I think we had that with us in Brooklyn. And like I said, just evaluating the team and this loss of D'Anthony was huge. And so to be able to kind of shore that up and remedy that to some degree was really important. Felt like it was something we couldn't wait on to February. And again, with Dennis being somewhat available, clearly us making the deal he was, we wanted to go ahead and do that immediately.
This could kind of be seen as an indictment on what Brandin hasn't done so far in his second season. Where are you at on how this move impacts Brandin and also just generally how he's playing?
Yeah, I mean, I think this move for both him and Steph is something we view as additive and helps them. Brandon was really, really good last year, and I think part of it was having Steph and CP, two other handlers alongside him. And so I think this move enables Brandon and Steph to always be on the court with another handler, whether it's the two of them or Dennis and Brandon or Dennis and Steph. So I think it makes a lot of sense. And again, I think this is something that boosts and helps Brandon. So we feel good about it in that regard as well.
There was a lot of talk, last night about how Dennis doesn't really play the style of basketball that the Warriors have typically played over the years. How much do you want, your team to change the way they approach the game with this addition?
Well, I mean that the play style stuff, rotations, all that's on Steve. We've talked about it thoroughly though, and I think he's open and aware to some of the strengths Dennis has and what he can bring to the table. It's no secret we need to improve offensively, and sometimes making some shifts in what you're doing and philosophically is the right way to go about things. So we'll see how that unfolds. But yeah, we know who Dennis is as a player. We know what we're acquiring, and in order to play to his strengths, we may have to shift some things.
How aggressive do you still plan to be in the next, whatever, 7 weeks prior to the deadline?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're always aggressive. You got to be mindful of what you're giving up, what you're getting back, all those things. But anything to do to make the team better, we're going to do. We're in a time zone here of maximizing our window with Steph and Draymond and Steve as our coach. So, as proven here on the first day, we could basically make trades with certain players. We did that, and we'll continue to look at things. But for the most part, I feel good about this team, particularly on the defensive end. And now we add a player that we think can create and generate more offense for us. I want to evaluate and see, but we'll always be looking at stuff.
When it comes to evaluating guys, and you just talked about Pajemski, what about Kaminga? I mean, it looks like you guys now are kind of willing to really take a longer look and see how he fits in, what he can do in the starting lineup. How do you view that as far as like moving forward and evaluating this team?
Yeah, I think it's all part of it. With our young players, like Brandon and JK, as you mentioned, taking a look, a lot of it is just matchups, rotations, who they're playing with, what role they're in, those types of things. So we're looking at all those things all the while trying to win every possible game. So, that's the tricky thing. I think those guys are coming along well. There's certainly some areas that they can improve at, but on the whole, we're good with where they're at, and we got to, I think we need to see some improvement from everyone, not just those two guys.
Trade obviously opens up a two-way spot. Is there a timetable for when you guys looking to fill that? I know the G League Showcase is coming up. Just where are you at with the two-way?
Yeah, we're working through that. Yeah, definitely a spot open that we'll look to fill and we can fill. So don't have any timing on it, but I think it'll be sooner than later.
Steph and Draymond, particularly Steph, getting this Schröder deal done this quick.
Well, to be clear, those guys are not banging down my door, calling me, "Hey, we got to make a trade. We need this guy. We need that guy." They never do that. Do I keep them in the loop on stuff? Yes. Do they double thumbs up on this move? Yes. But I don't want it to seem like those guys are hemming and hawing over, "Hey, we need to add this guy or that guy." So it's a good, clean process with them. They're on board. Steve's on board. Coaches, I think organizationally, everybody felt really good about this deal, and we went through with it.
I don't know, maybe a little early for this, but have you thought about how he might fit long term? Obviously, part of the appeal of this is it's short term. It's a pretty clean deal, but you have his early bird rights now.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, anytime you're giving things up, in this case, we gave up some draft capital. I don't think you intend it to be a short-term thing. And at Dennis's age, we still think he's got a lot of good years left in him, and we'll have his bird rights, the ability to re-sign him after the season. And again, studying it, looking at it, we think he's a good fit for us on both sides of the court. And hopefully, there's a relationship here longer than just a few months.
You mentioned the rough week and a half. The fourth quarters have been particularly rough. What are you seeing, whether you're out there or whether you're on the bench, what are you seeing as changing in the fourth quarter that wasn't happening in the first three?
I would say like a lack of pace. I think in the first three quarters of all these games, we're playing with a certain pace, and it's a flow we're kind of comfortable with, and it gives us a lot of success on the offensive end all game. And then in the fourth quarter, just the natures of the game, we kind of slow it down. And it's kind of where we struggled so far, especially like closing games or the closing minutes of games. So maybe just try to keep that pace going in the fourth or in these tough moments. But, naturally the flow of the game, it causes you to slow down at the end. So we got to make shots. I think watching that Houston game, we had chances to all create and make shots, and sometimes the ball just doesn't go in. So I think keeping up that pace at the end of the game will help us big time.
Is it fair to say that you guys need to stay aggressive in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I think that goes along with keeping the pace, staying aggressive, keeping our foot on the gas, and then just being smarter maybe than we have been in the past.
What does pace open up for you guys? I mean, it feels like it opens up all kinds of things. Threes, looks at the basket. What do you feel like it opens up?
Yeah, exactly what you just said. Good shots. Sometimes we get the lob, big lob, or kickouts, to our shooters, or things like that. Steph's able to do his thing. JK is able to do his thing. So that's big time for our offense. But I think it starts on the defensive end, not fouling and trying not to take the ball out the basket.
Tomorrow is when most of the players in the league become trade eligible,
Mm-hmm.
and rumors are already starting to surface. But what would be your message to some of the younger players who might have only been through like trade season once or twice?
I have no clue. I don't know. I've never been traded before, so I can't really speak to anyone on that situation. Just continue to do what you do, and if you get traded, it's not the end of the world. Even if it's me, that's my mentality too. If I was to get traded, it's not the end of the world. You go to a new situation, try to make the best of it. I don't really have anything special to tell anybody.
Yeah, wait. The first 3 weeks, things are going so well for this team, and you guys were shooting, I think, 39% from three.
Mm-hmm.
The pace was pretty good. Defense was good. Defense has stayed pretty good for the most part. But in addition to pace, the shooting has dropped, the three-point shooting. A lot of guys who were firing it up early are cooling off now. Is that a slump thing, or is that just a separate sort of vibe that some teams go through?
I mean, I think teams are getting better and smarter in this league. So, credit to them. But Buddy hasn't gotten the same open looks that he's gotten, early in the season. Guys are on him. They know how well he's playing and how much his offense means to us. So maybe they're kind of taking him away, or, they're there on the catch for him. It's just things we got to adjust. Like, teams have adjusted to our success. So now, the coaches will help us get in better situations to do what we do. Same for our shooters, and shots will start falling again.
And early, when Steve said that he was going to play everybody, a long rotation, and it worked pretty well for a while. Everybody was getting minutes, and the energy was high. Mm-hmm. But now it seems like he's kind of pulling back a little bit from that. I mean, do you have an opinion on why that worked early and why it maybe didn't work, has worked less lately?
No, I don't know. That's not really my department. It's just I think the competition has gone up, and I don't know if we were going to play 13 all year or what we were going to do, but I think teams see how well we've played within the first month, and they're always coming ready to play when you play guys like Steph and Dre, and credit these other scouts and these other teams. They're doing a good job preparing for us. Now we just got to make our adjustments.
Kyle, within that, how encouraging is it that these are close games for the most part? All these losses are coming down to crunch time and whatnot. Is that encouraging that you guys are close?
No. No. I mean, not to us. We want to win the game. As simple as that. I know these guys don't do moral victories. I'm not one for moral victories. So, we want to win the game.
What was today's practice like? Or was it light? How would you describe it?
Can I tell that? Yeah, I don't know. No, it was very good. Detailed, nothing out of the ordinary. Guys showed up. We were away from the game for a little bit, or the day off that we had flying back, but we came back hungry, ready to get to it, and, ready for tomorrow.
Let's get the defense, I guess, the one consistent part during this little slump.
I think just effort, us being on the same page. Credit the coaches for that. You got Draymond out there. He's putting guys in right positions to succeed, and he's always going to be in the best position. You got really good defenders out there. Gary, Toom, myself. Like it's a lot of good defenders out there. BP. So we're gonna make things happen on the defensive end. Thank you, guys.